You're in crystal caves inside the inner earth. Beautiful. Look at yourself. Do you feel like you have a body?
I have feet, human feet.
How many toes do you have?
3
Look at your hands. How many fingers do you have?
regular hands. 5 fingers.
Your skin tone, what color is it?
Skin colored.
Are you wearing any clothing?
It's like crystal cloak.
Do you feel female or male?
Female.
Besides the crystal cloak, are you wearing anything else?
I'm like a weird witch with long, skinny fingers and long fingernails and a pointy hat. And like I cackle. I'm like a witch and from a different dimensional plane. And I live in inner earth in the crystal caves in Arkansas.
Do you feel like you're younger or older?
Old.
Are you carrying anything?
A bag, a purse.
Let's look inside the purse. What is inside of it?
Tools. Different tools to work on people. Different surgeries and procedures. Special tools.
What do these tools look like? What material are they made from?
Crystal, higher dimensional material. Everything is crystalline. Crystal cloak and cape and crystal tools, crystal bag, crystalline, translucent.
How old do you feel?
Oh, I'm 100, 120, 120, 160, 126.
And tell me about this cave you are at. Describe what it looks like all around you.
It's cavernous, all crystal, cavernous. Stalactites and stalagmites, but everything's the Arkansas crystal.
Are there any crystals that stand up?
No, it's all just crystalline, crystalline everywhere.
What do you feel like you're doing here in this space?
I'm going to work on the children that we've kept or taken.
Kept or taken? Do you mean trafficked?
Yes,
Okay. How are you going to work on them? Tell me what that looks like.
we take their gifts, their psychic gifts. We take them.
What do you mean you take them?
We take them out of their third eye. We use the tools to chisel into their third eye on an energetic level, and we take them out. We take them out of the children, the gifted children that have been coming in. We take them and we take the gifts out.
Is it just the children that are human trafficked or other children?
We take all children. We take them in different ways.
Tell me why you do this.
We lock the gifts down here. We're ordered to do this from the third dimensional realm so that it won't rise in energy and ascension. We take the gifts to slow down the ascension.
Who gives you the orders?
We're ordered, we're connected with the different UT races, the Dracos, the ones that rule the human surface, human population. We're ordered to take it away, the gifts from the children.
Are there others doing it too, besides you?
The Arkansas crystalline caves can hold the highest gifts. It can hold the highest frequencies down here. So we are the main hub and source to take and keep the gifts.
The others that do this, do they look like you too, or are there different types of races that do this?
Egypt, there's a hub in Egypt in the pyramids, under the sacred sites. There's one in Antarctica, Atlantis. They do that. There's small pockets where they can keep high frequencies depending on the energy and what we can keep and what we can take. Yes, it's a similar energetic anywhere under the earth of ET, of dimensional races that stay down here.
Why are you in those caves? Why do you have to be in those caves to be doing this?
It's where you can store. It's where you can store the frequencies and the energy, the living library. You can keep them down here.
Mm-hmm. And then once you take away the gifts, what do you do with them?
We keep them locked down here and store them.
Where do you store them down there?
Different pockets, different crystalline sparks were led to where it's a frequency match, and we can store the gifts based on the different frequencies.
Have you always been doing this as a
Yeah.
spirit?
Yes.
Who's done this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You tell me, how did you come to be? Were you a child as well? Were you just in this form?
Just in this form.
Tell me, let's go back in time to the very beginning memory you have. Tell me, where are you?
In rock caves.
Tell me what you look like.
More Neanderthal-like.
And what's going on around you?
It's Neanderthal-like. And they came and said that they could increase our intelligence and our abilities if we did this job for them.
And is this still underneath the earth?
Yes, we were in more simple caves.
Okay, and so you said us, so are there others with you that they're addressing?
Yes, it's a certain race of us.
And does everyone agree to do that?
Yes, we agree to do that so that we can gain more intelligence and abilities and have a better life for ourselves.
Well, who is it that comes to you and gives you this offer?
The higher powers that be, the ETs, the ones that run and control the surface population of the earth.
And when they came to you, how did they look?
Those white Dracos.
Did everyone just agree? No one resisted?
Yes, we all agreed.
And so you've been doing this ever since these beings asked you to do it?
Yes.
So have you been able to gain what they said you were able to gain?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel though when you're, removing these abilities from the children? Does that affect you in any way?
We don't have much critical thinking skills or skills beyond our job. So we don't think much more than day-to-day tasks.
Now going back to let's go ahead and go somewhere else, another important time and space in this life that you are here. In this life, tell me, where are you now of importance?
She was one of the children we took.
And okay, so you took, what do you mean you took? Explain that.
She was very little. She was about 3. We can come in and take them either energetically or physically, but energetically is the same. We can suck them. We can translocate them. Even if they're sleeping in their bed, we translocate them so they come down to us. And we took her and we took away her gifts and her abilities. And we do that with a lot of children.
Is it a lot of you doing this?
Yes.
How many do you think there are?
Children?
No, of you doing this to children.
50, 75, not many.
Okay. And so, okay, so you did this to her.
Mm-hmm.
She mentioned, yeah, that at some point she felt like her abilities were taken or blocked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me, how do you do that though? So you said that you take them from their space. How do you, so do you mean like you take their third eye or their whole body, you take them into your space?
We have the ability to, when the child is sleeping, we have a machine, some sort of higher technology machine, kind of looks like a gun with a big barrel, uh, kind of a mix between a telescope and a gun. And you can translocate their energy. So if they're sleeping, but their consciousness comes down here and their bodies are down here, but it's an energetic translocational machine. And we can get them down into the caverns, into the crystalline caves, and we use tools to remove their abilities through their third eye, through the programming, of different television shows and different um, uh, cultural um, things, socially acceptable programs, or things going on in their regular lives. It allows their free will or consciousness to be allowed to be taken.
Okay, so um, just to understand, so does their whole physical body go?
Not typically, no, but their physical body is down there in a different energetic form. So they're still sleeping in bed,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like when someone died, Michael Jackson died, but then they could still make a hologram of him giving a concert that people physically see. It's the same. It's their body is sleeping in bed, their 3D body, but you can translocate them so their consciousness and their whole body, like a hologram, is down with us in the crystal caverns having that experience.
Got it. So then once you have them, tell me how your procedure works. This holographic body, where do you put them at?
We just sit them on the crystal caves. They're little children, so we just sit them there. And then we use tools like a chisel. You put it in the third eye and then you chisel, but they're higher dimensional tools. And once you chisel down enough, it allows access to the pineal pituitary energetics, which stores all of their abilities. And we siphon it out, and take it out and put it into the crystal caves. That's a vibrational match to their abilities. That's why some children go to Egypt, some go to Antarctica, and a large portion of them go to Arkansas. The the young the later recently in the past 20, 30 years, higher vibrational children are coming in with higher vibrational abilities, and the Arkansas crystals can hold these abilities and lock them.
Okay, so then once you siphon it with your tools, your crystal tools, um, then this these abilities go into the, say, the crystal database of the cave.
Yes.
Okay.
There's vibrational matches for each specific gifts and each specific energies. And our only job is to find the children, translocate them into the cave, siphon their abilities, get to the crystalline vibrational match, and lock it away in that particular point in the cavern. And the job is to keep the vibration on the planet raising so high.
To keep it from raising. Okay. And so then these energies, do you have them like separated? Do you just throw them all in one big crystal space? Are they like, I don't know, numbered? I'm trying to understand your system.
Everything is energetic.
Mm-hmm.
You find a pinpoint. It's not all in one space. It's each soul that comes down has a certain vibrational signature and codes that they hold. And stored in Arkansas is the living library of everything. And so you can find the energy signature match per energy signature of the child. So you take the child to where their energy signature is held in the living library of the crystals. And we have the ability to find the frequency match. And you bring that specific child to that specific point, and you're able to lock it away. Not everything goes together. It's separate in separate points throughout the cavern. The children or the energy signatures with abilities that would match in Egypt, which would be more ancient sacred arts, ancient sacred language, they go there. You have to find the energy frequency match, and we have the ability to match it. It's very second nature to us. It's very easy to do.
Is that like your abilities that you have as the race that you are?
We didn't originally have these abilities when the Dracos approached us. Mm-hmm. They gave us these abilities, and we evolved as a species, but we are a subset. Way back, they asked a certain group of us, and we stayed doing this, but other ones went and evolved and did other things. It's a subset group that we stayed, and we basically got magical abilities. They gave us these magical abilities so we could stay down here in these different caverns to do this job. And so we evolved from looking more caveman-like to having 5D or higher frequencies in our body and in our energy. It's like a magic spell or a magic potion that you go from a caveman to more of a witch, and we're able to match where we're at.
So is that what you look like, more cavemen before this?
Yes.
Okay. Were you female, male?
There was mostly the male cavemen, but we evolved. It was mostly male cavemen, but I don't know how I'm female. I don't know how that works.
Okay. Can you explain to me when you were this male caveman, do you know if that was something like in the past where we thought perhaps there might be cavemen, or are you saying you were just underneath in the caves as a caveman now?
It was the past. It was the past where we were cavemen, and then a group of us were approached to do this job and get these abilities.
And tell me, let's go back to that time and space when you said yes, and let's go back to the time and space to see how was it that you went from the caveman to this being that you are now. Tell me, where are you? What's going on with you?
Once we said yes, they just translocated us from being cavemen to being in these crystal caves, and we got these abilities, and we've been down here for a long time doing this job.
How did they give you these abilities, though?
I don't know. I just see we were approached by the white Dracos. We asked, we said yes, and then the next moment, then we were in these crystal caves. I don't really know.
So we're able to access that, exactly how that happened to you. How did you transform into this? Well, if there's are any memories taken from that, we want to access that now. How was it that you went from that caveman to this witch being here?
Mm.
We're there now. Tell me what's going on.
So there was some sort of battle. We refused. We didn't really want to do it. We were forced. And then kind of brainwashed. So we've actually been brainwashed this whole time. We didn't want to do it.
Oh, okay. So then they battled you, and then this whole time you thought you were supposed to, you agreed to this, but they brainwashed you?
Yes.
Tell me how they brainwashed you.
It's like they tied us to a pole, like tether, like a pole, a bunch of us tied us like it was a big battle. And they tied us like we were all sitting back to back in a circle around this tether pole and tied us around and kept us there for a long time. And I think slowly over time, like Stockholm syndrome, even like slowly over time, we were conditioned to think in a certain way, and taught these powers, these taught, conditioned and taught how to do what they wanted us to do while we were being kept, not captive, but like tied and down.
Do you feel that that was a long process?
Yes, it was very, very long.
How long do you feel that you've actually been doing this, that they made you do?
Hundreds of years.
So then continue explaining. So you're tied down, and then eventually what happens? How do you become this witch?
Conditioned over hundreds of years, taught rituals, taught how to do what they wanted us to do. They are very smart and uh, knew what they were doing and how to condition us. And then once you're conditioned and brainwashed enough, you get to choose kind of your role. And they lay out a bunch of different roles in front of you, and you pick which one you want and which one you want to be. And I picked to be the witch.
Okay, so once you made that choice, how did they make you into that witch?
It's like a transformational process. It's like the gender role thing going on. And you choose your clothes, you choose your process, you choose what you want to be. And then it's like the MK Ultra, even a little bit, where they brainwash you and transform you into which one you choose. And so it's like that gender role stuff.
And then how do they change your gender from male to female?
They don't. It's pretend. I'm actually am a male. I thought I was a female, but I'm not. It's pretend. And over years, you transform your body and your look, and then you access these higher powers, and it's more of a transformation process.
And for the, thank you for sharing all of this. So you mentioned earlier that you also siphon the abilities from the children who are human trafficked. If you could tell me, so what's the purpose of that? Why do you siphon their abilities?
The whole purpose is to take as much gifts and abilities as you can away and store them away to prevent the ascension, to keep the planet dark, to keep it under control in a slave state, slave population. If they knew, if they could access their own power, we would lose.
Are you able to do this to all children you try to do this to?
No.
Can you tell me what that looks like if you're like what that looks like if you try to do it to a child and you can't? How does that look?
You're not allowed to. There's some children are able to be programmed through television or what they're watching in their lives. And some children come in with energy signatures where they're protected. And we know the ones we can take intuitively. We know there's some you just can't take. Or there's some you can take some of their abilities, but not all.
What does a child look like if they're fully protected and you cannot touch them? Do they have some kind of field around them? What do they look like?
Yeah, they're royal blue. They have a royal blue energy signature. They're protected. They chose before they came into human bodies that they would not be siphoned away, because everything on a higher level is a choice, is a soul choice, is a soul contract, is a soul experience. And you can get tricked, and you can come down here and you can get your powers taken away. It's part of your human experience, your learning process. And then some say if we go down in human bodies, we will be protected. And some is their higher powers, their higher energetic powers that say they're going to go down to earth, but you cannot take their powers away.
What percentage do you feel, since you're connected to this, say, job you're doing, what percentage do you think that you all have been able to siphon children's third eye into these cave systems?
It's mostly mind control. So, we are 30% functional with our own mind, our own abilities, and 70% we're mind controlled. We've been able to take about 70% of the gifted children, 70, 75, maybe even 80%, 70 to 80%. 10 to 15% are fully protected. 10 to 15% are fully protected. 70% we can take, and 70 to 85% we can take partial of all gifted children.
What happens if like a parent or parent decides to start shielding their children? Are you able to still take their abilities?
No.
No? What? Because they're shielded?
Yes, if the parent knows what they're doing, then they can shield their child.
Okay.
But most don't.
Most don't, yeah. And what happens if the parent, say, vaccinates their child? Is that different for you? Like, are you able to do this easier? What does that look like if they're vaccinated?
These are all higher. The soul chooses all this before they come into their human body. They choose if they're going to get siphoned. They choose their experience. So if they're a vaccinated child, means they don't have a high enough aware parent, which means, yes, we can take their abilities. It goes hand in hand.
And you said that this is a form of mind control. How is this a form of mind control?
we are controlled. Me as the witch, my people, my 50 to 70 people that do this, we were mind controlled to do this. The children aren't necessarily mind controlled. It's just that we take their abilities away.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you said that this is something that people agree to before they are incarnated. So are you saying like her here agreed to around say the age of 3 to be her third eye to be siphoned?
Yes,
Why would she? Do you know why would anyone agree to that?
it's a human experience. It's an experience when you come down to this earth plane. You choose your experience. You choose the lessons you're going to learn. You choose your battles. You choose your trauma. You choose everything for soul growth.
Mm-hmm.
People choose very brutal experiences for their own soul growth. She also chose it to fight the battle of the indigos. She's part of the indigo race.
Mm-hmm.
By carrying the energy and by going through this process, she gets to heal a lot of people, a lot of her race, and the people who've had the experience that she has had.
Thank you for all that information. We're gonna keep talking to you in a little bit. Can I please speak to the higher self of?
Yes,
Wonderful, thank you. I love you, honor you, and respect you for all the aid you've given us today. I know that you hold all the records of these different lives. May I ask you questions?
yes.
Thank you. If you could tell us why is it that you took her to that being there? And if you could tell us first of all that being that you're showing us the witch that was a caveman that turned into a witch by the mind control. Um, this being, was that her or she was just viewing from the eyes of that being?
Both. It's part of her experience. It's part of her experience. She's not really that. She's viewing that.
So she's not that being, she's just viewing that the being.
She's a
The witch
fractal.
being.
It's a fractal. It's experience. Everyone, everyone is everything.
Mm-hmm.
She's being shown that to show what she went through and why she went through it, why her life force was siphoned,
Mm-hmm.
why she went through all the trauma, everything. She chose it. She went through that experience to not only experience it to learn and grow, but also to help a lot of people. And she uh, sacrificed. She sacrificed her human life to help a lot of people.
Wow, that's beautiful. Okay. Um, yeah, so she mentioned that she always felt like she had some kind of abilities, but like they were taken from her. So is this directly connected to that feeling there? Third eye?
She was held on by a blue cord, a very, very strong blue cord. And any child, uh, especially gifted children, um, are always held with this blue cord that will never disconnect them from their higher selves. Even if they're going through the most brutal of experiences, they're always connected.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for that. And then this being that we were talking to was explaining that she was the one that accepted the role. Just want to confirm that is accurate.
Yes.
Hmm. So I guess the main purpose, the main question here we have ourselves is why? I know that we're learning and we're healing a lot of people. Anything else we need to know about why would we accept some of these challenging roles we accepted before we came in?
The, the light workers, the higher realm being souls are volunteering to go down to help to heal a lot of people. When you leave the earth plane, you don't experience emotion or fear or pain. So we're enduring in human bodies while we're down there, for the ascension to help pull and save a lot of beings, a lot of souls, a lot of fractals. So we're sacrificing ourselves or our lives for others. It's a win in the end for everybody.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that. Okay. Let me see what other questions I can think of here, higher self. So anything else you want to tell her about the main purpose why you showed her this life?
This is the main source for her whole life, her whole trauma, everything, why her abilities felt siphoned or taken away. It's why she endured everything she went through. She volunteered to do it as an ascended master. The Bodhisattva vows is to heal everybody. You can't become an ascended master till the entire humanity is healed. She came down along with her fellow brethren to assist the earth plane. It's the main source for her entire life and everything she's went through as far as the trauma and pain, and she did it for a higher power and a higher purpose.
Thank you. And can you tell us this fractal that she viewed? These crystal tools, we use crystals for benevolent reasons. So, the question would be, okay, so you can use these crystals for the harmful reasons like that too?
There's a dark and a light to everything. When we're down on the earth plane, there's duality consciousness. Whatever is light is dark. Light, dark, light, dark. So, yes, anything can be flipped. Any energy can be flipped. And it's actually was a holding place. The crystals themselves, it just transferred their power, their abilities from inside of them into the crystals. That part didn't hurt them. The only thing that hurt them was that they didn't have those abilities in their life, but they agreed to that on some level. They agreed to it. Crystals didn't necessarily hurt them. The darker powers that be, just like how someone can abuse someone's free will by programming, by TV, they're abusing the crystals. The crystals aren't negative. The crystals are very high vibration, but they are using those high vibration for their own selfish reasons, which is the same way of manipulating free will in a way, or the free will of the crystals.
Yeah, they're abusing and using them as well. Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Let me see if herself. Can we begin her body scan so we can start seeing what we can do about the situation? Can we call forth on any other benevolent beings to assist you during the body scan, like any archangels, anyone else?
Yes, Michael,
Good,
and
thank you.
some higher level angelics with no names.
Okay, beautiful. Collective of higher level of angelics and Archangel Michael, we call forth upon you now. Love you, honor you, and respect you. Okay, we could talk to Michael, but also connecting to these high, beautiful, higher level of angelics that the higher self is called forth upon.
Yes.
Beautiful. Archangel Michael, is that you? Greetings, brother. We love you, honor you, and respect you.
Hello.
Thank you. Okay, a higher self, all of you working together, the angelics, Michael and you. So what can we do about this, Michael, higher self? This, her third eye that has been siphoned into the caves. Is this one of the reasons why we're here, to help her, hopefully assist her to remove her abilities from there?
Yes.
Good. And where are her abilities located on Earth?
It's in the Arkansas Crystal Caves.
Got it. Thank you. And can we go ahead and tell me, let's start the process now. How do we remove her abilities from the cave?
We see the pinpoint. We've located the pinpoint, so we can just go straight to that pinpoint and open it and take it back and through.
Beautiful. Start the process and tell me what you all are doing to do that process, higher self.
You just we have the ability now to unlock where it was stored, so we're unlocking it and pulling it back through on an energetic level. We use golden light and we pull it back into the pituitary and pineal glands in the center of the head, and we can siphon it with golden light back in.
Okay, good. So then this energy, what color does it have when you pull it out of the crystals? What does it look like? The energy?
It's gold. It's gold.
And then this energy holds her third eye abilities, basically.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so then this energy, then as you've located it, you have it, higher self, and now you're going to insert it back into her abilities.
Yes.
Powerful. Okay.
And we will do this for everybody. We can unlock it for everybody.
Everybody or everyone who allows it, who's ready?
Everybody.
We're going to go ahead and do that now. Everyone on Earth, you mean?
All the children whose gifts were taken away, we can give them back now.
Beautiful. So how do we do that? Do we have to positive polarize this race first that's doing this?
No, it's right now in this time space dimension, it's time. It's time. They can basically, they're brainwashed MK Ultra. Everything can just release literally in this time space now. Everywhere where they were brainwashed can release. Everywhere where everything that was held in the crystals with all these children that she's connected to and that have had this by this specific race can now get released. Everything can get unlocked. This living library that was locked can be unlocked now.
Beautiful. Go ahead and start that process now. Do you need any additional help by yourself from anyone else? How about Source? Can we call on Source?
Yeah.
Good. Higher self connected to Source now. Greeting, Source.
Hello.
Love you. Thank you. We feel your beautiful energy. Go ahead and assist. Thank you for assisting us and with this, gigantic process. There's so many people on Earth that would love to have their abilities to be able to see and sense and know things even more clear. So thank you. We humbly thank her for this big mission she's taken on. So let's go ahead and start that process, Source, or if you can supervise it, and higher self, Michael and Angelics, start releasing all the third eye energies from these caves now throughout the entire Earth, and start bringing them back to those to all the people as Source sees fit.
It's like a spell almost. The spell's been lifted. The spell can no longer hold because the ascension is gaining higher in frequency. And once you get to a higher frequency, anything that's denser than that releases.
Yes, beautiful. That completely makes sense. We've been talking about how rapid the time is now, that we need to move faster. So this is going to be huge for humanity. I can feel it and see it myself, how it's releasing. And wow, what a beautiful. And then it was a dark spell. So since we always find roots to everything, so what began the dark spell? So we can remove that completely. Source, how did that dark spell begin?
It was allowed. It was allowed for experience and for growth. If we know that there is no duality and there is no real emotion, there's an experience that the entire collective as one chose to experience. The dark spell was cast, but now the dark spell is no longer allowed to be. So it rises, and those lower levels won't exist anymore. It's a rising, the ascension.
Okay, so then this was a collective agreement that created this spell, and Did it have anything to do with like when any of the times when we fell as a collective, like the fall of Atlantis, or mhm.
Somehow it's connected with this queen passing, this monarch turning over. It's all connected. It's all connected. These lower realms that aren't able to exist anymore, these spells that were cast on the cavemen, on um, these just these lower hell dimensions, these very lower 3D hell dimensions. It's no longer able to exist anymore. So there's nothing necessarily to um, take out. It's just a rising up. It's just a rising up.
Got
It's
it. Beautiful.
it's like
Um,
smoke. It's like smoke releasing. It's
yes, I can feel it spreading throughout all Earth. Thank you. Thank you. Just keep telling me what that looks like along the way. And then, so you said it had to do something with the queen, finally, passing away. So just to confirm, she did pass away now because some were saying that she passed away a while ago, but she did pass away now.
I'm getting a no. Can you ask me in a different way?
Yes, so some were saying that she passed away, let's say like a couple years ago, and now they're just announcing it. Or did she actually pass away now?
I keep just getting a no. I think
Like,
it was a, she was just a, she wasn't even real. It, it, I think her consciousness was gone a long, long time ago. It's
yes,
all like
exactly.
a
Yeah.
coy or deploy or one of those words. It's right now, it's just a symbol, it's just a representation, it's a marking, it's a sign um, to the dark ones, to that whole side of, it's more symbolic. She wasn't even real.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying she was like a clone?
Yeah, yeah. It wasn't even a real body, or
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was just a puppet basically.
Got it. So good. So this level of releasement of this queen that was never really real has brought forth a shifting in the consciousness of Earth of a level
Correct.
where now we are able to do this for the collective. And the more that
Correct.
we continue to see things like this happen, the more that things will continue to unravel and raise on Earth collectively.
There's no darkness anymore. The darkness doesn't hold any weight. um, the light workers who are feeling the higher energetics on the planet, we're feeling them. Any darkness or heaviness or anything is a wisp. It's just little wisps. Everything is rising up now.
Beautiful. Good. So, light workers that are standing in strong love light, for example, will be able to just feel these energies kind of wisp away.
Yes, if there's any sort of little heavy negativity, any
Mm-hmm.
it, don't pay it any attention. Don't give it any thought. Someone yells at you, someone pulls in front of you, or does something, your brother's mean, it's very fleeting. It holds no weight. That dark energy holds no weight anymore.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. That is so powerful, especially for those strong, like indigo warriors like her, or um, people like us that are sharing content with the public. That is very important for us to know because sometimes, I meet people who, like for example, her, like, she's always felt all her life, she said, that she felt like she's going to be somehow like reaching the public or doing something as a light worker, but for some reason she always felt held back. So maybe you could explain that process and why that is for her.
Now is the time. Now is the time. It's been because there's no real time. There's markers in the time space dimensional realities. And she, along with many others, agreed to go through this during this time. And there's a shifting, a switching, a clicking, um, that is opening everyone up. People are getting their abilities, um, accessing their abilities, their higher level abilities. Everything is stored in different um, dimensional realities, time, space dimensions. And it was a universal agreement. And now the light workers in hiding, the light workers who've had to be cautious and hold back, nothing can happen to them anymore. So they can come out.
Powerful. That's powerful. I can feel that strongly. What about those light workers that perhaps maybe they're still not ready energetically or vibrationally, or maybe they're still attached to 3D in some way, and or it may be in harmful or inverted situations. Are they still able to access this if they start shifting higher?
Yes.
Okay.
But remember, there's no good, bad, right, or wrong. Everything is a huge plan, is not the right word. It's bigger than that, but everything is in divinity, everything. So, so on a higher level, any of those individual soul signatures or vibrations or consciousness chose to be where they are, all for certain different reasons. Some needed to stay down to fight the battles down there. Some are not are they plan to awaken at a different time point. All these numbers, all these codes open and awaken. It's kind of even like a musical orchestra in a way. This one awakens, that one awakens, this one stays down there, that one stays down there. They're all connected with their higher selves, leading their consciousness down here, doing what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. That's a beautiful way to explain that. Okay. And I've been feeling this for myself as well, as I've actually in this moment in time and space, something had been occurring where I was being bullied.
Mm.
Um, um, so initially it doesn't feel good, you know, but then it's like you have such a strong guidance in you that if even if say some like say a dark collective or grouping is trying to send you negative energy, it still cannot harm you in any way, even if they try, but you have to ensure that you don't allow it. Is that accurate?
There's a number of different answers to this. One
Yes.
is you are everything. So, where did you create that in your life to learn what lesson? Look at it as beautiful. You know, the whole what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You are enduring this to learn what, to gain what, to experience what, to come out on top as what. Be persistent. Keep your anchor, keep your focus. You know, you're up here at this level, but you don't learn the easy stuff anymore because you're up here. So the challenges are always going to continue to be challenging to you at whatever level you're at. Someone down here may not be able to handle what you're handling, but if you're down here, if if the challenge is down here, it's too easy for you. It's got to be hard enough to keep you growing, to keep you evolving, to keep you experiencing. That's why you're down here in a human body. You know, everything is not peas and carrots, and you that's the whole purpose to be down here. And in on one level, you did create it to learn. What are you learning? The other tool you can use is the Christ consciousness mirror tool, the light. You shine your light on them. But the strongest lesson for you right now is to stay you always. Stay you always. Stay in your heart space no matter what. That's the exercise. That's the practice.
Yes, yes, I think this really really amazing advices. I do find that some there's others going through a similar situation.
There's dark
That's exactly how I
there's
feel about it. Uh-huh.
there's dark energy
Mm-hmm.
every step of the way, coming to fight, we
Yeah.
raise, coming to fight, we raise until we can get there. So it's a
Mhm.
collective consciousness as well. Um,
Exactly.
and it will hold less weight, and it will stay less amount of time than in denser realities that we used to experience.
Yes, so for example, energetically, because we are talking about, like she was talking about how heightened sensitivity she has, and as well as myself. And we're talking about, so for example, like something that like that in the past, what I'm trying to say for others to learn from now in the now with the new vibrations. So if something like that were to happen to you in the past, maybe you're being bullied, maybe I don't know, by a group or something, perhaps you would feel it denser and heavier and it would be harder to transition out of it. But now in this time and space, if you just stay in your heart and you shift out of it and you send love to yourself, send love to the situation, and you just understand it like an experience, like you said, what it makes you stronger.
When you
It will
learn
just
the
kind of
lesson,
fall away.
when you learn the lesson, it doesn't show up anymore. But lessons are like a spiral. So you're down here, you learn this lesson, then it repeats in a different way, then it repeats in a different way. And then when that consciousness no longer holds, um, it dissipates, it disappears. And yes, higher densities is less time experiencing those negative duality consciousnesses. Also, remember that we are light workers. We will be attacked. There's darkness, there's clown energy, there's circus energy coming. That we will be attacked until in that's the fight we're fighting. That's what we're getting through as light workers.
Exactly. That was beautiful. Thank you for that was beautifully explained. I think that's gonna help many out there. Okay. Thank you, higher self. Or was that source? Who was that talking?
A combo. A combo.
Both. Good, good. Sweet. Your energy is so beautiful. Okay. All right. So how's that looking? Has her third eye energy is back? Is it back?
Yes, yes.
Good, good.
It was a wave of, in Egypt, it was the blue energy. And then to the Arkansas crystals, it was a golden energy. And then down to Antarctica and somewhere else, Atlantis, there was like it turned into rainbow energies.
Mm, beautiful. And I see it, it's like surrounding all Earth right now.
Mm-hmm. It's returning the consciousness back to
Mm.
um, everyone's individual energy signatures and what was taken for them and what was returned. And those energies, of course, are colors. Have color too. So yes.
Wow. That's gigantic. It's infinite. Thank you, Source Higher Self, for wow. It's just it's just amazing. Thank you. I think also like a lot of people have doubt with what they're sensing and they're feeling often, like, or they question themselves a lot. Will this help their doubt? They'll be able to ground more of their abilities and
It's time for people to access their
Mhm.
abilities. I'm not even going to say higher level abilities, it's just their abilities. And um, everything is a practice, everything is exercise and energy. The more you step into it, as you instructed before we went into the regression, letting go of ego, staying in wonder, letting go of fear and doubt. Um, it's a practice for every person, and it depends on where they are on their path.
Yes, yes. Okay. Really good. Okay, good. So it's a practice. They have to practice it, move it around like a muscle. You move your muscle around to build it, and then yeah.
It depends. Some people can access it right away and step right
Mhm.
into it. Bam, no problem. Some people, if they've been living more of the 3D life, death and taxes and work and 9 to 5, and they've been living more in that way, developing their psychic practices and gifts. Some people just can access that right away, just where everyone is at on their path.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, so let's, while you're working on her third eye, let's go ahead and begin her body scan fully. Let's scan her from head to toe, all of you working, Source, Higher Self, Archangel Michael, and Angelics, working on her energies now, looking for any negative energies, entities, technologies, what's inside of her that needs healing.
It starts with the heart and the stomach solar plexus. There are some implants in there.
Okay, can we go ahead and start Phoenix firing those out?
Yes.
Thank you. And when did those implants come into her heart and solar plexus?
Heart feels like long, long, long time ago.
Like another life? Or this life?
This one.
This one. When she was younger?
Yes.
What was going on with her then that that implant came into her heart?
It's that abduction, that 3-year-old abduction.
Okay. Okay. All right. And let's go ahead. We're Phoenix firing, transmuting that implant out of her heart now. And what has this implant been causing her by being in her heart?
Just keeping her whole body shut down.
Okay. So we're healing as well any trauma that this implant caused by being there. Thank you. And then the solar plexus, when did those implants attach there?
It's a little bit newer, but yeah, in the 5th grade, 7th grade age range. It feels like even on the surface, like it's like a fake. It's not even fully implanted in there, which is like put there, and it's like kind of like it's like fools you a little bit.
Okay, we're Phoenix firing, source firing that up now, transmitting that. And then what has it been causing her though by being there?
That's the body dysmorphia, the weight, the body dysmorphia that has to
Okay.
do with where she grew up, the culture she grew up with, and body shaming and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're transmuting that out now. Good. Let's scan for entities. Scan her deeply, thoroughly. Where does she have entities at?
There's one big, huge one right behind her. It's like a ghost, like a ghoul ghost almost.
And it's behind her.
It's
Is it
like,
attached in some way onto her body?
yeah, like at the shoulders, it's like almost a cape. It's like pretending to be a cape almost.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And is it reptilian, archon, earthbound entity? What kind of entity is it?
Another dimensional life, some other,
Like an alien entity
yeah,
of some
some
kind?
other planet.
Okay.
I wouldn't even call it entity. I wouldn't call it alien, but it's like another
Mm-hmm.
time space dimensional planet, if that makes sense.
Like a consciousness of.
um, it's another time space dimension. It's another planet.
Mhm.
It's another dimension. It's another like reality almost.
Okay. Good. Okay. Contain with the alchemy symbols for pertaining to this. Let me know when it's contained.
Okay.
Okay. So would you say, is it organic or is it artificial?
It's actually more organic.
Does it have any artificial in it?
No.
Just organic. Okay. All right. We'll
Uh-huh.
talk to it later. Let's continue to scan her. Where else does she have entities at?
The womb.
What kind of entities is that? Reptilian, archon, or earthbound?
That's during the when the queen came out and all that shedding.
Mm-hmm.
Something spread to all the female wombs, even the non-vaccinated females.
Mm-hmm. Um, okay, what is it? What's in her womb?
It's like these little archon things that went into her womb, into everyone's womb.
Okay. And would that be everyone or those people that shield would be protected from it?
Probably the people that shielded were protected, um, but it did get to her.
Okay. All right. And then, so then they're archonic in nature. So go ahead and contain them with the symbols in the womb. All of them, whatever it is, all of it. Let me know when it's contained.
Mm-hmm.
Is it contained?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and start eradicating, neutralizing it out of her womb now. Are we able to do this for anyone else who allows it in the collective
Yes.
source?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Source, whoever says hi, whoever says yes, I mean, higher self, their higher self said yes. Go ahead and start removing this from the collective.
And it actually goes through the womb up to the heart.
Okay. Containing all versions of that within her now, and whoever else higher self agrees and they allow, go ahead and start doing that for them, containing it in the symbols, and start eradicating it now. Can we do that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. We're phoenix firing and love light in those areas as well. And tell me, what has this been causing to those people that ended up having this attachment?
Blood clotting, pregnancy issues, any sort of menstrual and heart palpitation, connected, anything with the blood and the heart and the womb.
Wow. Powerful. Thank you. So we're starting to remove all that, and then we'll provide the healing once it's all removed. Thank you. Neutralizing that. And now keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities at?
Her breasts.
What kind of entities are those? Reptilian, Archon, or Earthbound?
More like Archon.
Okay. And then when did she get those in her
during her surgery?
Okay. Okay. And let's go ahead and contain those there in her breast, and let's start. Let me know when they're contained. Start eradicating them now, please. And what have they been causing there by being in her breast?
It's weakness.
Okay. So we're healing, beginning to heal, remove all trauma that they caused by being there. Thank you. Okay, and let's keep scanning her. Where else does she have entities?
It's not an entity, but there's something in her stomach. It's like a rope. It's like a rope in her belly button.
So it's like some kind of energetic rope?
Yeah.
Okay, and is there someone tied to the rope? Someone behind the rope?
No, it was put there in a different lifetime, in a past life. It has to do with those Salem witch trials, which burned at the stake, keeping the divine feminine down, tying, slave and Salem witch trials and all that kind of energy.
Okay, good. Can we start transmuting source higher self that rope out of her stomach now? And then, of course, we know that will ripple out to whoever needs healing from it as well, from the Salem witch trials and all that kind of.
It's all like the witches, all the sisters, all the gifted sisters.
Okay, so all of that will start that process there, source rippling that out throughout Earth, whoever is ready to release that as well within them, in the stomach. So we're transmuting that now. Phoenix fire, source light there. Okay. Are there any other entities in her? I want to make sure we find them all now and contain them all. Check her DNA. Does her DNA have any entities attached to it? Any like negative alien fractals integrated into it?
No.
Okay. How about any AI or nano in her DNA?
No.
Her DNA looks clear. Can you fully confirm that it is beginning to crystallize and it's clear?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Okay, are there any other entities in her? Scan her deeply, thoroughly. Look behind also organic matter, make sure nothing's hiding inside of her.
There's something just purging out of the womb.
What is it? Reptilian, Archon, Earthbound, or something else?
Archon.
Contained now within the womb with the symbols. Let me know when it's contained.
That's contained.
And then start neutralizing it now. And when did that Archon attach to her womb?
She had an incident when she was 19. It was then.
Okay. An incident. Do we need to know about the incident? Good. Okay. All right. Then let's just start healing that trauma when that happened.
She was raped. She was raped and got an abortion.
Okay. Let's start healing that trauma from that. Our infinite love to her for going through that. In her entire womb space, we know that she's found a relationship. So, or just overall, we want to ensure that when she decides to have a child, sacredly, that her whole entire womb space, her reproductive, her sacral energy is all clear today. Can we do that for her higher self?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. Okay, and then we're healing that trauma. Now, the root to that. Does she need to know any reason on why that happened to her?
No, she knows.
Okay, good. All right. Healing all of that. Thank you. Okay, keep scanning her. Does she have any other entities in her?
So the neck, um, there was something there with the neck, the back of the neck.
Okay. And what kind of entity is that, or what is it?
More archon stuff. They've implanted her with a lot of archon stuff to keep her down.
Mm-hmm. Okay, contain that in the back of her neck now. Let me know when it's contained.
And it's like all the back of her arms and her neck. So we will do that all.
Okay, yes, contain all of that.
Mm-hmm. And that's now attached to her back and her sacrum, all that archon.
Mm-hmm. That back pain that she has, she can't sleep too comfortably. Okay. So.
And then it goes up to the head, like even like a helmet. It's like it was like an entire body armor of archon down her entire backside to her head.
When did this archon armor thing attach?
Young, that's part of the abduction.
As part of that. Okay. We're containing all archon in her, all of it now with the symbols, and we're neutralizing it out now. Let me know when you have it all contained.
Yeah.
Good. We're neutralizing it now. Phoenix fire, source fire on all parts of those areas too. Thank you. What else? Does she have any other entities attached?
It's not an entity, but with the nose accident and the mouth, it's just a healing that needs to be occurred. Needs to
Okay,
take
so
place.
there's no entity there.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's one of her questions. She had a nose accident when she was 8. You know, with the elevator, it smushed her, broke her nose. So let's go ahead and start healing that time and space.
Mm-hmm.
And you said there was nothing that attached them.
No, it's just a numbness. It made her body go dead here. So it's a healing. It's a healing and an activating the dead part of that area.
Okay, good. Start doing that now. Start healing it. And then repairing any tissue, any sensory there that needs to be repaired from the damage there. And she wanted to know, when that's one of her questions, what was that all about? Why did that happen to her?
She wanted to die.
Because she wanted to die. Okay. So that had to happen to offset her wanting to die.
No, she tried to die.
Oh, she tried to die. So did she kind of purposely stick her head in, you mean? Or
No, energetically, she wanted to leave. And
okay.
I guess there was a debate between her soul and her. And because it was harder down here than she had ever planned or imagined, it was too difficult to be here and she wanted to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, thank you. So we're healing all that trauma then. Okay, scan her again. Are there any other entities in her?
No.
Okay, how about any dark portals in her?
There's one at her heart.
Okay, close that dark portal now. Michael, let me know when it's closed. Okay, let's go ahead and start healing any damage that portal caused by being there to her heart. And when did that attach there to her heart?
14.
She was 14. What was going on with her then that allowed for this to attach?
Lots of trauma in her family. Lots of trauma.
Okay, we're healing her heart now. Any damage this portal caused? Any other dark portals in her?
No.
Good. And how about in the home and the land? She's temporarily staying there, making sure there are no dark portals there.
No, she healed it before she got here.
Good. Very good. And then she has a partner there with her. Can we provide closing some dark portals in him if he has any?
Sure.
Okay. Start
Yeah.
the process now. Higher self with his higher self. And then whatever you see fit, higher self of his higher self of him, you can release anything you see that he's ready to release.
He's going through his own consciousness awakening right now. He was
Good.
tied down by Archon and is just starting to come fully online and awaken and become conscious.
Wonderful. Our love to him. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, so no dark portals, no more. All right, so now let me just check some of the things she said. So we're healing her chronic back pain, having to sleep on the floor, years of healing. She says she's traveled the whole world, even to Bali and all these beautiful places, and was never able to heal this. So we want to ensure that today, now that we found the core to why this was happening to her, that is completely healed for her.
There was a pressure here in her head. Something about her eyes and her head. Something here.
Okay, let's scan that now and see what that is. Is that a energy, an entity, or technology?
It's actually it's the golden energy that's coming back into her pituitary is
Okay,
causing pressure. We just need some healing, some kind of acclimating and integrating.
good. So start doing that now. Fill it in with love light. Make it very comfortable for her. Can you do that?
And then I can feel it
Mm-hmm.
attaching to the spinal column, which is the main issue of her back pain, is the entire spinal column, the nervous system.
Okay, so you mean the golden energy is coming in to the
Yes,
area?
and
Okay, good.
we need to heal the nervous system in our spinal column, connecting to the pineal,
Mm-hmm.
connecting all of it.
Start doing that now, please. All parts that need healing for this to happen. Love light, all of you working there now, healing all of it. Thank you. Help her along the process as she gets this back into her third eye energy.
It feels very intense.
Help her feel comfortable. Making sure she's not feeling any pain. Feeling very comfortable herself. Can we do that?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Okay, we'll let you keep doing that. And then so you said like the archon thing was connected to her weight issue, so just making sure she doesn't feel like she has any more body dysphoria anymore, and she really just loves her body and sees herself for what she really looks like. Okay, good. And then she says she has heart palpitation issues and possibly cholesterol issues. What's causing the heart palpitation? Is that negative, or what is it?
That was due to the womb and the shedding, but we are healing that now.
Good. Wonderful, thank you. And then does she have high cholesterol? Is she good?
That's just due to family genetics, and the more she moves away from her family, that won't be an issue anymore.
Wonderful, thank you. And then, yeah, I know you're already healing. She had issues with her right elbow and left shoulder healing. I know you're already healing our column attachments there. So making sure that's being healed. And
Mm-hmm.
then, we're healing the breasts already. She asked for that as well. How about the thighs? Anything rooted
It
to that? The
it's
discomfort?
connected with the femininity when she had her breast surgery. Because of an energetic with the breasts and the thighs, it destroyed the femininity on both. But we are healing that now.
Beautiful. She also know how can she get off meat and sweets?
There's a heavy energy there. It's like something that she just doesn't want to do.
Is it maybe programmed into her DNA or something in her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can we higher self, with your permission, start deprogramming any false belief systems within her DNA? Can you do that?
Mm-hmm. 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 It's very third density.
Good. So she's deprogramming, releasing that now, higher self, with your help.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So now that we have that done, let me go through here. So the implant in her heart, has that been completely transmuted out?
It's transmuting, yes.
It's still transmuting, or is it out?
It's out.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and fill that space with love light and expand her heart to the biggest it can be. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And how about the implant in her solar plexus? Has that been transmuted out?
Yes.
Beautiful. Fill in love light again there. Repairing any damage there. And then the rope in her stomach, has that been transmuted out?
Yes.
Good. Fill that space in with love light now. And then, okay. Okay, the archons in her womb, her heart, her breasts, her like the armor archon, all the archons in her, have those all been removed or still?
Yes.
Good,
No.
beautiful. Start phoenix firing and love light to all parts where they were at, ensuring they didn't leave any residue, any nests, anything behind. Can we do that?
Yes.
Good. And as you're transmuting anything left behind, we want to then start healing all those spaces and healing all traumas, everything rooted to them. Can we do that?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. So now all she has left is the entity, this dimensional or thing, we don't know what to call it, behind her. So do we need to talk to it or do we just send it
Just
to source?
it's just done with everything we just
Okay.
cleared. It's
Okay,
done.
good. So we're sending it back to source, and source is ensuring that it reaches there, and then the healing of whatever it was is being done on it. Good. So let's go ahead and start healing any damage it caused by being attached to her shoulders like a cape or wherever else it attached. Phoenix fire, love light. Can we do that?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and I want to go through my list and make sure we're not missing anything here. Okay.
There's an aura repair. We need to repair her aura.
Yes, we're about to ask for that, so we'll ask for that. Also start healing her, ensuring we're healing all her chakras, making sure none are blocked or misaligned. We're also healing her aura. There's no tears in it, where it's nice and strong and organic. We're also opening her third eye further, and I know you'll continue to work with her and activating her abilities, higher self. And then, yeah, and then can we age regress her higher self? How many years?
20.
Good, start that process now. And then if she needs any healing for dental or vision, can we start repairing that now?
Yes.
Good. How about, does she have any negative cords attached?
Just the last of her family dynamics, but they're leaving.
Okay, the cords are leaving now. They're gone.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Healing all spaces where they were attached.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to confirm that she doesn't have any other type of technology in her. We're looking
No.
also past organic matter, no more implants, hooks, rods, wires, any types of technologies.
Nope.
Beautiful. We're filling in all spaces now that we've done an entire healing source. Herself, Michael, angels, everyone assisting her entire body, filling in all spaces with love light. Can we do that?
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. And can we scan her soul? Herself, does she have any fracture soul pieces missing?
There was damage. Soul damage.
Okay, can we start healing any damage to her soul?
Yes.
And just making sure that her soul is whole.
Yes.
Beautiful. Does she have any negative contracts that we need to remove for her?
They're done. She's completed them all.
Beautiful, beautiful. Wow, I can feel it in my body as you say all this. So profound. And higher self, can we delete any inverted timelines? Like, that where they the burning of the witch and so on, that those timelines, all inverted timelines for her. Can we delete them?
Yes.
Good. Higher self and source, start doing that now.
Okay.
Beautiful. Can we heal all current life trauma and past life trauma?
Yes.
Beautiful. Oh, this healing is just immense.
Yay.
It makes you want to just laugh at it. I started laughing when I was feeling that. It's tickling my heart. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so then she has a couple questions. May I ask them now?
Yes.
Okay. She feels so light. Okay, so then the first question she has is, well, you kind of already answered it, but anything else she needs to know about why her childhood was extremely difficult?
That's it. She volunteered to come here to endure that, to help and heal people, and she already knows that.
Yeah. Good. So we're healing again any medication, because they put her on medications, the therapist, since she was 12 till she was 20. So any damage those medications caused, can we heal all that now?
Yes.
Good. Okay. And she wanted also healing from all vaccinations they gave her since she was young.
Yes.
And the fact that she was a C-section baby.
Yes.
Okay. She also know, well, you already gave that answer. Was she abducted? So that was a form of abduction when they did that, those witch things. Oh, which
That
reminds me, is can we assist those witch, those cave things, or these beings that were converted into that? Can we assist them to spread their light and positive polarize?
yes.
Good. Source, higher self, angelic, start doing that with them. Do they all say yes?
Yes.
How many of them?
70.
Good. Start that process now, spreading your light. And then if we could call on Azrael and the Legion of his Legion to assist them once they're all light to bring them to where they're meant to go for their healing and positive ascension. Can we do that for them?
And now we need to heal the caverns where the children, those caverns where they were, and the children's abilities were kept.
Good.
Just
I'm sure we have to also heal the crystals that
the
were forced to
crystals,
that were to
all
hold
of
that.
that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna go ahead. Phoenix Fire, Love Light, Source, assisting with all of this, angelic stare.
Mm-hmm.
All of it now in the caves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh my gosh, what a gift this session is. Thank you. And then I think you were going to say something before I asked for the positive polarization of those beings.
What was the last thing
The
before
last
that?
thing we were talking about was she abducted when she was in?
Oh, the
Mhm.
Stranger Things.
Yeah, the Stranger Things thing. Mhm.
That that happens to children, and that happened to her, and that's why it resonates too well, because they did do testing on her. They did take her.
Okay, was that in this abduction or different abductions?
um it's all, everything is different time space dimensions. So the caverns is the same in a parallel reality almost. It was at the same time. It was at the same time. If she had those things on her head, in this third dimensional reality, and a fifth in a different dimensional reality, that energy was being sucked to her. It's almost parallel lives in different time space dimensions, but it was all happening at once. Does
Okay,
that make
got it.
sense?
Yeah, makes sense to me.
Okay.
Go ahead, higher self and source and angels. Start healing all that needs to be done multidimensionality through the multidimensionals to heal any kinds of abductions of all kinds from
Yeah,
her.
she was taken. She had suspected she was taken by the secret space military program. She
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel like she was taken off planet. She felt like she was taken somewhere, somewhere in some military complex, and that is accurate.
Okay. And have we healed all damage that they experimented on her?
Yes,
Okay.
it's attached to the implant in the heart.
Okay. Thank you. And can we, I know, Source, you're working on that. Can we delete those inverted timelines for her?
Yes.
And then she has questions about her family. So why are her family dynamics so difficult? Like her mom, her dad, her brother, how to shift out and away from them.
It's what she chose. It's what they chose. It was part of the soul contract to be exactly who they were, and for her to endure exactly what she did. They're just being representations of their archetypes. But now is time to move on. She met her partner, her new life partner now. It is all in this time space that she's wrapping up the old and shifting into the new.
That is most beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. I know you'll continue to give her advice on how to do that.
Thank you.
Okay, she wants to know how can she get out of debt? Why is she still having money poverty conscious issues? When will her abundance, money, prosperity come?
It was all tied to this agreement, this soul contract. The debt is shifting. The debt for all the light workers is shifting the consciousness. The the everything. She's connected with the universal energetics on the planet, as are the rest of the light workers, and the abundance for the light workers is coming. It got delayed, but when it shifts and it opens up, with the Federal Reserve stuff and all that banking, and I don't know all the human terms, but when that breaks open is when the light workers will step into their poverty. I'm sorry, their prosperity and their abundance, and the that energetic, collective energetic of poverty consciousness, and the debt will dismantle.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Okay. And yeah, help her reach that as soon as she can. Thank you, divinely. And then she said, wants to know what are some of her gifts? Yeah, why is she sensitive to everything, she says?
She's part of her nature. It's her gifts. It's it's everything she ever suspected she was gifted in. She is. It's a very high level energetics, in tune with things that cannot be even seen and heard. Comes from very, very high level energetics, very gifted, and can tune into and see, and connect with much higher dimensional realms. This earth plane is very, very low for her to be on, and she's tuned into higher level consciousness, which makes a sensitivity down here in this low level earth plane.
Thank you. Can you help her just balance that out? That way it's not too overwhelming for her?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. So we've learned a lot of her mission, but she wants to know, what is she doing down here? Where is she from? Like her soul family roots? Who is she at a soul level?
Very, very, very high level angelic, one of the highest soul signature soul fractals, just below source. Very, very high level energetic. She volunteered to aid in the ascension, to come down here. She has a big, big, big mission. And she's here to do it. And she had a very linear focus on an energetic plane, which down in the third dimensional world doesn't make any sense. But she's highly focused on her mission. Her mission is to heal all of humanity. And that's what she came here to do. And nothing has taken her away from that.
Powerful. And I'm sure that is why this session has been so profound, since she is, right, as ancient as right after source, coming out of source. Beautiful. Thank you. Is there anything else I could have asked that I haven't, herself?
She knows everything. She knows. This was a confirmation session for her to know, for her to heal, for her to embody, and for her to step into who she really is and let go of all of those things holding her back. It was a shifting from lower to higher, and letting go of that.
Beautiful. Thank you, higher self. Any final messages you have for her?
No.
Thank you. I want to thank higher self, source, Archangel Michael, the beautiful benevolence of all the angels that assisted today, Archangel Azrael, anyone else who assisted today with the beautiful healing, we love you, honor you, and respect you. And I feel, for personally, I feel so ecstatic that that race that was, um, taken and forced to do this, groomed to do this, to affect children on Earth and to siphon their energy. I just feel ecstatic that this has been removed from the Earth. As you know, I work with people every day, and so many people are trying to activate and bring those abilities back to the third eye. So I am just super excited that this will further assist them to do so along the way in their own divine process. Thank you, higher self.
Thank you. It's going to bring a lot of healing to a lot of people onto the planet.
Yes.
It'll be a huge ripple effect.
Yeah, I will. Thank you. Thank you. Anything else, higher self? Can we bring her back?
No, we love you. We thank you. We thank you for what you do, Aurora. You're amazing.
Thank you. I love you with all that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for also her. She's amazing. Thank you. I love you all infinitely. May I bring her back now, higher self?
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Incredible, huh?
That was awesome. Wow.
You are awesome.
Wow. That was a long time.
Yes. Long time. We did a lot.
For so many people.
It's gonna help so many. Oh my, the healing from you reminds me of, yeah, like the birth of the universe. The universe is the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I liked
and it's like her session needs to happen before your session. Like all the sessions that came right before your session needed to happen for your session to happen. Isn't that beautiful?
It was hard for me to answer more the 3D questions, like the cave people and the spell, what happened to them, because I kept answering. I was like answering from a higher, like it was just like, yeah, but all is one and there is no duality. And I couldn't like answer the concrete questions because it was like, oh, but like it's all an experience.
You did really good though, answering everything. We just
really?
need to understand it all, and
I was scared. I felt scared during the beginning part where I was explaining the witch and the caveman, because it made no freaking sense.
Wow. And then as you surrendered and we continued to ask the questions, it all made sense.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Oh yeah, all of it.
Okay. Because and then the answer was like, oh, was that witch me? And it was like, well, it's a fractal of me. So I think the answer was really yes, but I couldn't fully say that somehow. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it has to do because you're such an oversoul energy. Yeah, I mean, technically it could be you, but not really.
Okay, like in a way, or dimensional. Okay, I was like, it's not no and it's not yes, and I don't know how to answer the question.
Yes. So I mean, in the wholeness, it is you, but like no.
Okay,
right? How does that feel?
I don't know. I'm
But
gonna have
yes.
to think it for a while. I'm
No,
gonna
but yes.
like, oh yeah, it's a fractal, but it's not. But like, we have the experience of everyone. I kind of answered that way. Like,
yeah,
everyone has the experience. Like, it is me, but it's not. Maybe it was just it. It felt like whoever those creatures were didn't have a lot of consciousness. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, and then but yet they were like they turned them into these high developed things that can just, withdraw people's
well, I think they gave them this one ability, this one job,
this one, yeah,
do it.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, yeah, they kind of took them, but they didn't, and it felt more like holographic somehow. So
but that was beautiful that we were able to free them from doing that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, and Arkansas is huge though for me. I love Arkansas. The energy there.
Well, I went to
so powerful.
I went to Eureka Springs. I was guided
Eureka Springs.
there, and then I found out later you had done a retreat there.
We did once, yeah.
Yeah, and
we also been talking about it here and there through videos about its energy.
Yeah, tell me about the energy of Eureka Springs, because when I was there, because they kept asking me to heal the waters. You know how all the healing waters were dried up?
and I
The other
somehow,
springs. Yeah.
yeah, because I have the ability to do that, but I was refusing for some reason. So anyway, whatever. What's your take on the energy of Eureka Springs?
Just like you said, it's like a strong beacon. People don't realize how strong it is, and now, and we've been doing work on it collectively, but now it really feels like it's extremely deep with the work that we did today with your session, and really seeing all those conscious, those third eye energies from there. Wow, it completely makes sense though to store them there if you were inverted. You would store them there, but then it's like, because where nowhere else would they be able to store the third
Right.
eye, right?
I could see it also visually.
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to
Me
see
too.
that? Okay.
I see everything
It's
with
hard
you.
for me to
Yeah,
explain it verbally because it made sense in my
I
mind.
could see it, and I could almost see it kind of like multi-dimensionally, kind of like when you go to the bank and then they got the little square thingies, and then everyone has like a little thing. So that's kind of how it seemed like
It
that it
seems like,
was, but
you
in a
know, like
crystal form.
yeah, like in the caves, there was like stalactites and stalagmites and the
Hmm.
crystal points that would come down. And I saw this one spark, and it was like, okay, this spark matched this children, and you could keep
Yeah.
their consciousness there. And then, but it was like, oh, there are some in Egypt. They're blue. The golden ones are in Arkansas. Like it was like how it matched that frequency. I don't. Anyway,
Whoa. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
was everything was right on to what I was. Yeah, like you were, the information was amazing that was coming through you. Amazing, amazing. Let's see what else.
well, and it
Especially the
just, I
penis.
think
Uh-huh.
for me, it was like, I think I'm way more conscious and way more tapped in than I even ever gave myself credit.
I agree with you. Like
Yeah,
that's the way I am. I'm constantly like conscious with everything that I'm receiving. So most people who are very connected to their abilities, they think that it's just that they're not connected, but they're just very conscious with it.
I think because everything
I
came
mean, the majority of them are like that.
first, like I had a past, like a regression a long, long time ago, and it was so easy for me to jump in and out. And I
Yeah,
remember the lady was just like, "Oh, it's so easy for you," and
that's the
so
way it's
she
supposed
was
to be.
giving me the instructions. I'm like, "Yep, no problem. Yep, no problem," because I kind of, I think I'm in that realm. I'm in both realms. Um,
Exactly. That's
yeah,
how I explain that I walk. I walk in the in between, as the bridge in the in between of the spirit and the earthly
yeah,
realm.
and so I think
Yeah.
it's like I thought in my mind, oh, it has to be harder. You have to do this.
No,
No, it's just who I
it's just
am.
programming too and dogma on hypnosis, created, like we explained at the beginning. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just very consciously easy to retain, to bring the information.
Mhm.
Yay!
Yeah, thank you so much. I just felt like it was basically a confirmation, like, yeah, you
Hmm.
got this, and then the other huge thing was the healing. Mm.
Huge, huge. And how do you feel in your body?
Like I could feel it all. Like I'm probably gonna have to lay here for a couple hours, but I feel like in a couple days it's probably gonna be like, oh, I had back pain. I don't know, what?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Wow. All right. Anything else, love?
No, thank you so
Yay!
much. It was so you're exactly how you are on the videos, like here.
Aw.
Yeah, like exactly. Like what you see is what you get. So lovely. I
Oh,
love
you're
it.
sweet.
Yeah.
I'm even better in person.
Yeah, no, like I was about to say in person, but you're not
In
actually.
person, you can hug me.
Yeah, I know. I'll see you one. I was tuning into the January Florida one, but if I don't get to that one, I'll get to one.
That's okay. Yeah, we're flowing with them. Beautiful. Thank you. I love you. I
Yeah.
honor you and I
Have a
respect
beautiful
you.
day. Thank you. I've been waiting for this for so long, so now it's happened.
Yay!
I like, oh my God.
So proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sister. You've
Okay.
been a beautiful gift and magic to creation.
Oh, yay. You too. Thank you so much.
Love you. Greetings. It is such an honor to be here with you, explaining what Galactic Soul History book series is about. I am Aurora. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing, which you will find here in our beautiful books. Book 1. Every part of this book is divinely beautiful, beginning from the cover and the amount of wisdom and knowledge that is being shared. This book began by A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing Technique by conducting past life regression on over 330 clients within the last 3 years, where they told their galactic history, their soul journeys, explaining who they were beyond the veil, beyond this earth, in the dimensions, in a universe. These different higher self expressions surprise me just as much as they're going to surprise you. You're going to start reading this book and you're going to want to learn more and more about these different expressions, not wanting to stop. Through these past life regressions, the clients were able to remember consciously what is within the subconscious as far as where it is that they've traveled throughout time and space, their souls have traveled, and they were able to share histories of different dimensions, planets, and universe and alternate worlds that brought forth pieces of the puzzle, pieces we had thought that we had forgotten. And through every self-expression that they share and these different past lives that they're sharing or future, we learn to be able to remember self, because as we are all fractals of one another, through this book, you will learn how even if a client is talking through a higher self perspective or some of the angelics are talking, you will learn how each one of those have messages even within your life, as we are all expressions and reflections of one another. True history of the galactic history of the universe through all different forms of these higher self expressions, these different clients of throughout internationally throughout the world didn't know each other, but yet we're able to put this beautiful collaboration together. It goes through an infinite amount of how to self-heal, as well as things that are very sensitive, as the My Lab, as how to weave through the artificial matrix and learning to come out from it into the organic matrix. I am a channel to the Galactics, and we channeled furthermore information through this book as well. You will remember your soul through other souls. This in itself is infinitely beautiful, because this is why we fractalize from source itself, so that we can learn from one another, sharing each other's journeys throughout our different incarnations so that we could grow together. So this is what this book is all about, sharing these beautiful infinite expressions that help you grow in the most profound ways, gaining your sovereignty, gaining your power back, recalling memories long lost within perhaps your memory field, activating your crystalline energies, your crystalline bodies, just as you will fall in love with each one of these different clients, these beautiful souls in these soul journeys. You will also learn to fall in love with yourself, because you, with every wisdom, every knowledge gained through every single session that you will learn how to also self-heal within your etheric, your energy body, your physical body, your infinite soul. You will learn all these different things that we thought were not possible, that you will learn that they are possible. Looking forward to meeting you perhaps in the future through whichever form, whether that is on my YouTube channel, whether it is through any class or certification, through a workshop, through a seminar. Thank you for following your heart to mine. I love you, honor you, and respect you. Thank you.